The iconic stealth operative Sam Fisher is finally emerging from the shadows after more than a decade, and the method of his return will either thrill you or leave you utterly shocked. But here's where it gets controversial. Instead of a traditional live-action blockbuster or a new video game, we're getting a brutal, beautifully animated spy thriller from the creative mind behind John Wick. For those who've been counting the years, it's been a full 12 years since we last joined Sam Fisher on a proper mission in Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist. Fans have been desperately waiting to slip back into those night vision goggles, and the burning question has always been, how would this legendary character make his comeback? If you'd asked me to predict the format, a hyper-violent animated series from Derek Kolstad, the mastermind behind John Wick's bullet-ridden world, wouldn't have even crossed my mind. Yet after devouring all 8 episodes of Splinter Cell Deathwatch in one sitting, I'm convinced this might just be the perfect vehicle to reintroduce our favorite covert agent to a new generation. Before we dive deeper, let me be clear. This series absolutely delivers on its promise. The storyline might feel somewhat familiar to espionage enthusiasts, but here's the important distinction. Kolstad constructs what's known as a slow burn narrative, meaning it carefully builds tension and develops characters before unleashing spectacular action sequences that shatter the quiet moments. And this is the part most people miss. The directors Guillaume Douce and Félicien Colmet-Dage have recreated the Splinter Cell universe with breathtaking faithfulness. The visual style is all about slick sophistication, grand scale, and being utterly drenched in shadows, which honestly feels perfect for this franchise. However, I need to address something that might spark debate. The lighting choices are so intentionally dark that some scenes become genuinely difficult to decipher. Is this a brilliant artistic decision to put us in Sam's stealthy perspective, or does it occasionally cross the line into visual frustration? I found myself leaning toward my screen multiple times, squinting to identify characters in action. Maybe it's time for an eye exam, or maybe the creators are challenging us to embrace the shadows a bit too enthusiastically. At the heart of the series, we find Sam Fisher, brought to life with gravelly gravitas by Liev Schreiber, who perfectly captures the world-weariness of a retired operative forced back into service. He's paired with Zinnia McKenna, portrayed by Kirby Howell-Baptiste, who steals nearly every scene she's in. Zinnia isn't just another sidekick. She's a wounded, vengeance-driven spy whose former partner holds critical information that could prevent a global catastrophe centered around energy dominance. Howell-Baptiste infuses every line with such raw, venomous emotion that you can practically feel Zinnia's pain and determination radiating through the screen. The dynamic between the seasoned veteran Sam and the emotionally charged Zinnia creates the series' most compelling relationship, as these two warriors from different eras clash, connect, and ultimately learn from each other. Now for the action, and believe me, there's plenty. If you're concerned that animation might soften the franchise's signature intensity, put those worries to rest. The series is packed with John Wick-inspired combat that includes ingenious firearm sequences, frantic hand-to-hand brawls, and lightning-fast precision strikes. The animation quality from studios Sun Creature and Faust deserves special recognition. The fluidity of movement is nothing short of remarkable. Rather than opting for exaggerated cartoonish action, the animators have prioritized realistic body mechanics that make every impact feel terrifyingly authentic. When a bullet tears through the air, you can almost trace its path. When a blade threatens to gut a character, you'll instinctively flinch. The violence is visceral, immediate, and likely to satisfy even the most action-hungry viewers. Where the series potentially stumbles, however, is with its central antagonists, and this is where I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Diana and her half-brother Charlie, while serviceable as villains, don't receive the screen time they truly deserve. Diana embodies the classic power-hungry manipulator, haunted by her father's death and driven by revenge. She's clever and deceptive, but consistently underestimates Charlie's role in her elaborate schemes. Meanwhile, Charlie presents a fascinating contrast. He shares his sister's destructive tendencies, but with a crucial difference. He'd rather witness global chaos than lift a finger to prevent it. Their motivations, while understandable, feel somewhat recycled from countless other stories about power-crazed antagonists. I found myself wishing for more depth in their sibling rivalry and more exploration of their twisted family dynamics. So here's my potentially controversial take. Does the familiarity of the villain archetypes ultimately hold back an otherwise exceptional series? Or am I being too harsh on characters who serve their purpose in propelling our heroes forward? Ultimately, Splinter Cell Deathwatch delivers exactly what espionage and action fans crave: a stylish, adrenaline-fueled journey that respects its source material while carving its own identity. While certain narrative elements might feel conventional at times, Kolstad has assembled such a compelling cast of characters that you'll remain thoroughly invested throughout their mission. A quick pro tip: keep your ears tuned for the fantastic musical selections scattered throughout the episodes, and definitely make sure any young viewers are elsewhere before you press play. This is mature, intense storytelling that earns its rating. What do you think? Are you excited about this animated approach to Splinter Cell? Or do you wish Sam Fisher had returned in a different format? Share your perspective in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where the fan base stands on this bold new direction.